We are following another deadly mass shooting, this one in Australia, where police say 2 gunmen opened fire on Sydney's famous Bondi Beach, killing at least 11 people. One of the suspects also is dead. Another is in custody. NBC's Raf Sanchez is following the latest developments for us. Raf, what more can you tell us?
Well, Willie, Australian.
All right, guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Today's video is a little sad and disturbing. So there was a shooting today, maybe a few days ago from when you're watching this video, and when it uploads, on Bondi Beach in Sydney, Australia. They're calling it an Islamic terrorist attack against the Jewish people. Hanukkah starts on December 15th, I believe. So they have a celebration the day before. And yeah, some quote-unquote Islamic terrorist gunmen killed 12 people on this beach, and now the story's kind of breaking. There's more updates coming on, so I just wanted to watch this video and see what NBC News has to say.
Authorities are calling this a terrorist attack targeting the Jewish community as it was celebrating the first night of Hanukkah. Here's what we know. As you said, 2 gunmen opened fire with long guns. There are at least 11 people killed, including one of the shooters. The second gunman is in custody in critical condition, and authorities are now investigating whether a third individual was potentially involved. Now, amid the horror, there was also heroism. There is a video that is a little difficult to watch, but I want to show it to you in just a second here. You see, if we have that video, you see the man in white there running up and tackling that suspected gunman. There is a struggle, and you can see he appears to wrestle what looks like a shotgun out of that man's hands. Now, the individual in white has not at this point been identified, but local leaders are hailing what they say were extraordinary acts of personal courage by people who just jumped in at the scene. It is very likely that that man saved some lives by appearing to disarm that gunman. We know that at least 29 people were taken to hospital. Among them are 2 police officers. Authorities are saying police were on the scene and engaging in a gun battle with these shooters within just minutes. Police are also saying that they found a car linked to the killed gunman, which does appear to contain improvised explosive devices. Now, the bomb squad there in Sydney is probing that vehicle. They are looking for more clues. They are looking for more details about the motives. And Willie, a massive police investigation is now underway, but we can already say at this point that this is one of the worst gun massacres in Australian history. Willie?
Okay, so rest in peace to the victims. Condolences to all their families. You know, I wouldn't put it past some Islamic extremists to just go and do this, because this type of stuff happens all the time in Europe, all the time. But in Australia, it's a little different. Like, where do they get the guns? Where do they get these explosives? I know the mass migration and all of these invaders coming into Australia is a big issue, especially recently. But I don't know, the timing seems very convenient. I know they would, I just don't understand why they exactly choreographed to do this on, you know, such an event right before Hanukkah. You know, again, I wouldn't put it past them. There's radical Islamic extremists who really do anything, whether it's for the religion or, you know, people say Islam doesn't teach that. But, you know, these type of things happen all the time. But the story is suspicious. If you guys saw the last video I made about the guy who was getting interviewed with blood on his face, he was an October 7th survivor. You know, the blood looked extremely fake on his face. It seemed like he was basically trained on what to say. But yeah, let's continue watching this video.
Terrifying images there at one of the favorite places, not just in Australia, but in the world. As you say, a Jewish celebration, the first night of Hanukkah, some 1,000 people gathered there. and it just gives you chills, breathtaking to watch the heroism of that one man to disarm one of the gunmen, but not before, as you say, 11 people were killed. So where will this investigation, Raf, go now from here? You have one of the gunmen dead. You have one, as you say, in critical condition. There were improvised devices, bomb disposal units being dispatched there. Clearly, this was planned, a long time coming. What are the next steps here?
Yeah, so Willie, we are heading into the nighttime now in Australia, but you have a massive crime scene along Bondi Beach now. Lots of potential areas for evidence, areas for clues. Police there will be looking at the firearms. Guns are quite unusual in Australia. It has one of the lowest gun death rates of any developed country. And that's partly, Willie, because there was a major gun massacre in Australia in 1996. It's called the Port Arthur Massacre. More than 30 people were killed. And the Australian government responded extremely swiftly with a new wave of gun laws. It's difficult to buy weapons in Australia. There was an enormous national gun buyback. And that is part of the reason that this is just so shocking for people around the world, but especially in Australia, where gun violence is unusual. As you say, they have one of the suspected gunmen in custody. They are describing him as being in critical condition. We don't know if at some point they are going to be able to interrogate this individual to find out more about the planning, about the motivation here, but they will be scouring the social media accounts of the people that were involved. They will be looking at the weapons, and of course, they will be looking at that vehicle, which was found near the sea, and it appears that those improvised explosive devices did not go off. We do not know whether the attackers tried to employ them during the attack or not. From what we can see from video at the scene, the two individuals who were dressed in black firing those long guns from a bridge, an elevated position down onto the crowds below. You can see one of the gunmen there on that bridge firing what appears to be a rifle after his comrade was disarmed by that bystander. And there was a large police response, including armed officers, to that scene. But a massive crime scene and a lot of evidence to sift through. Police are saying at this point they believe there is no further danger to the community, but police are out in force across the Sydney area and across broader Australia right now. Willie?
And on high alert, as you say. And as Raf reports, police now explicitly saying this is a terrorist attack targeting Jewish people during a Hanukkah celebration on Bondi Beach. Raf Sanchez, we'll be back to you for more throughout the morning. We appreciate it, and we will have much more both on Bondi Beach and the mass shooting in Providence, Rhode Island, coming up shortly on Sunday today and throughout the day on NBC News Now and NBCNews.com. We'll send you back now to your regularly scheduled programming.
So, I mean, they mentioned it a few times. It's a terrorist attack against the Jewish people, an anti-Semitic attack. So I think it's going to be important to see what happens during the next few days, what more unfolds, what they find on these shooters' social media pages, you know, if they were posting anti-Israel, anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic stuff. And I have a feeling that this is what it's going to be and what it's going to be painted out to be. Just an anti-Israel, anti-Semitic attack, and the Jewish people are targeted, and we have to crack down more on anti-Semitism. I think that's what it's going to turn out to be. I hope I'm wrong, but it's an interesting scenario, kind of interesting times we're living in right now. You know, I don't want to just say it's a false flag because there's not enough evidence for that, but it is a little suspicious. Some of these events just are not adding up. Again, rest in peace to the victims, condolences to their families. But we will be following up with this story over the next few days to see what more is happening. But anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel. It really helps out the algorithm. Let me know what other videos or what other commentary things I should do. And see you guys next time.